classification between the several measures that we have on useful information. Well, we can do it by measuring the amount of resources that we need to construct the object. We can do it by measuring the trade-off between the model and the code. And we can do it by looking at the internal phase transitions. So today I'm going to focus on this. And in particular, we will be seeing two different approaches. So we will look at static resources, so the amount of planning that we need to construct the object, sophistication, and dynamic resources, so the computational effort that we need to produce the object, something like logical depth and what we call computational depth. So now your question. So several years ago, my PhD thesis, I called it useful information as a joke with Lance, so I decided to accept it. But then all the time claimed, oh, it's not useful information, it should be useless information, the measure. So I tried that a PhD student of mine called this thesis useless information. I was not able to do it. But in fact, okay, what Paul claimed is that the measure that he proposed, meaningful information, is the correct notion of useful information, and then computational depth is the complement or the useless information. I don't agree. For me, it's useful information. Okay, so this is somehow how we can classify all of the approaches that have been around measuring the amount of useful information. So what I want to talk today is mainly trying to study a little bit better logical depth. And for some years now, I conjectured that logical depth was not a robust measure. And finally, I think that today we can say that it's not, and then we should try to look for some other. So, what is computational depth and what is logical depth? So it's based on contour of complexity. So yesterday, Eric and some others have talked about contour of complexity, so my life is easier today. The contour of complexity of an object is the size of the smallest representation of the object. So in some sense, what contour of complexity is doing is measuring the amount of information in an object. So, but let's try to see if this information is useful information. These are some properties that all of you have saw yesterday, so I will skip it. Some more properties, they were technical that I will need. Again, yesterday, let's go to useful information. So let's consider these two finite strings. From the Komolov point of view, the first string, being random, has a huge amount of information. So the amount of information in this string is maximal. And the second string, being having a pattern, the Komolov complexity is small, so the amount of information in that string is small. But from a computational point of view, random strings are not that useful, because I can flip a coin and I can get a random string. Okay? So somehow what we are going to do now is trying to present a measure that somehow can capture our notion of useful information. So let's take the third string, and the third string is this book. Okay? So and now let's imagine that being a book, it's highly compressible. I can represent the book by the set of axioms, inference rules, and the theorems that are in the book. Okay? So I can compress the book. If I send the book to you compressed, or if I send the book to you the whole book, what will be the most useful object for you? The compressed version or the complete book? At least for me, it will be the complete book. Why? Because if I got the compressed book, I would need to put a huge amount of effort, of computational effort, to get back the complete book. Okay? So this is somehow the notion of useful information that we are trying to capture. Okay? So, and the first proposal was logical depth, and it's due to Charles Best in 1884. So the logical depth of an object is the amount of the running time that the smallest representations, and here we are allowing a few bits of redundancy S, and it's the significance level S. So the logical depth is the smallest running time of a program that is S bits larger, at most S bit larger than the smallest program. The running time that this program needs to produce the object. So in fact, most of the time we are not using this notion of logical depth. So most of the time what we are doing, the definition that people and the traditional, all of us are using is this definition. So it's the time such that the program that is C bits, should be S bits larger than the smallest program needs, the running time that this program needs to produce the object. Okay, and so Bennett himself claimed that this measure could have some problems on stability, and that's the reason why the proposal that Bennett gives in this paper was the previous measure that I had in the slide.
Where's the S? Where's the S in the definition?
Oh, sorry.
C.
Oh, it's a typo. It's a typo. It should be X. Should be.
Oh, that's there.
Okay, sorry. So we have Bennett in his first paper has these two definitions, and he claimed that this definition might have some stability problems, and that's the reason why he introduced the previous one. But Povitani and Mingli, in his book, they have these nice results where they prove that if a string is db logical bit, being the B the S and the D the running time, then a string is db logical bit if and only if D is the least number of steps needed by a big incompressible program to bring S. So if we can translate what this result shows to us, what this result shows to us is a close relation between the first definition and his second definition. So if we stick to the second one, we can easily adjust our proofs to prove the non-stability of the main proposal of logical depth. And that's exactly what we are going to do. So what we need to prove is the following. We need to prove that there is a string such that with a given significance level K2, the logical depth is big. This is the running time of the smallest program is big. However, if I do a small change in the significance level, the logical depth is going to drop a lot. Okay? So what's the idea of the proof? I don't want to be too much technical, I have the proof, but the idea is the following. I will take a string such that the number of complexity of this string is pretty close to maximum. Okay? And I will study the running time of this string. And then I will allow just a little few bits more to be able to use the print program and make the logical depth grow. So let's try to see how this is done. I consider this set A. So the set of all strings of size n such that there exists a program of length smaller than n minus a constant, such that in time 2 to the n this program is producing the string x. Okay, and now I consider the complement, and now by a simple continuing argument the complement as an exponential number of elements. And now, and this is the key point in the proof, I will consider a string in the set B such that the number of complexity of this string is close to maximum. Okay? And this is a technical limit in the paper of the existence of this string. Okay, and let's assume that this string exists then. So now what I need to do is to prove that the logical depth of this string using significance level K2 is big. And how can I do this? Well, let's assume that the logical depth is not bigger than 2 to the n. Then then what this means is that there exists a program as the depth is smaller than 2 to the n of size k of x plus the significance level by definition of logical depth. So what I'm using here in the second step is my lemma, and such that UP, the program produces the string in time 2 to the n. So what this means is that this x should be in play, but then by construction this cannot happen. So the logical depth of this string with a significance level k2 is bigger than 2 to the n. And now what I'm going to do is to give some more bits to the significance level, so I'm going to allow more programs close to the smallest one in order to be able to use the print program. And by using the print program, by being able to use the print program, the running time of the print is order 10 log n. So we have the proof. So again, by definition of logical depth, as I'm using the significance level of 2c plus